All right, we'll start working down passenger side of the truck. You can see we got some kind of cool decals on the truck. It's filthy right now, but it's a looker. It's, you know, in my opinion, and you know, a lot of other folks have told me it's a pretty sharp looking truck. I haven't had the opportunity to scratch it up really. I've been running it for a year, and you know, still pretty sharp. I can tell you right now, I do not care for these stainless wheel covers, even though they look real nice once they're all cleaned up. When it's raining out, you can see we got rain right there on the ground. They squawk and chirp and make a bunch of damn noise. But if the truck's sitting still, then they're fine. So you can see this is a stabilizer here for the crane. That one on that side is stationary. This one extends out about 3.5 feet. That's what this T-handle here is for. Locks it in place. This is the other side of our storage compartment rear bumper. And inside of here, I've got steel. I got round bar, I got square bar, that's a pin there that I pulled out of the machine. It's all tore up. Small pieces of plate, some angle iron, some strapping, a couple of long bolts that come in handy as punches every once in a while. It's nice to have some material in stock so that you can do some repairs where you would typically have to wait for a bracket to get ordered. This here compartment at the back, underneath of the crane. This is the control center for lights and compressor, hour meters. You can see all that. This here, I'll get it in frame. That's the control center for the compressor. Compressor is actually manufactured by VMAC. Palfinger gets the opportunity to put their stickers on it. We got a air pressure gauge up there. It goes up to 160 pounds for when I'm doing the big tires. Got the Flexzilla whip. It's 6 feet long. It's 1/2 inch on one side, 3/8 on the other. Regulator and lubricator unit there. This guy here, this is the Guard Air long air blower nozzle. I use it all the time for blowing out radiators and blowing out trucks when you're doing preventative maintenance work, you know, PM services and such. We've got a box with number 2 grease in there. This bag right here is some Home Depot Husky ratchet straps. We got the Milwaukee M18 grease gun. Stellar unit. I keep a hand grease gun around, but it's primarily just for packing wheel bearings. Other than that, this does just about everything. It'll run me out of grease before I even know it. And this little box right here, underneath of the grease gun, get it out of the way. This is air fittings. So we got replacement couplers, male and female. We got inflator. This guy here is for the big tires. This is the large bore diameter inflator coupler. Used those when I was working at the quarry on the loader tires for the 980s, 988s, 992s. This here is the air pressure gauge, large diameter stem. Very rarely does most folks need that unless you're in the big mining equipment. I'm not into mining equipment anymore, but yeah, it's stuff that you just keep around. Another heavy duty 1-inch ratchet strap. Lifting straps for the crane. In the bottom of the basket here, that's my snow chains. One of the real nice things about a crane truck, you can cheat. When it comes time to put chains on that, you put them big blocks that I got up in the back of the truck underneath of them stabilizers there, and you jack this bitch up off the ground. And when it's off the ground, you can sling chains on it real easy. You set it back down, go to work. Ain't nothing, you know, it takes about 10 minutes. There's a load chart here on our crane. Absolutely maxed out. She's 8,000. Farther out you go, she loses some. She loses some more. Go all the way out there at maximum extension, and she ain't got much. But that's pretty normal for just about every crane. This here's my dually box, passenger side. This is more of our shop supply stuff. So you can see we got an assortment. I keep things real well labeled so I know where to go. I've got a terrible memory and I have to write down everything I do every day so that when I do my time card at the end of the day, I'm charging things accurately so no customer's getting screwed. So having stuff labeled in the truck makes a big difference. Up here we've got some vacuum hose, can of paint, touch-up paint, another touch-up paint. Right here we got emery cloth and a variety of grits. Here, that's where that white lithium grease in the RTV is supposed to live. Got some, this here's dielectric grease. Use that all the time on semi-trucks and trailers on the plugs. The only kind of electrical tape that I'll ever use is Super 33. If you're using anything less, it's garbage. That might be highly opinionated, but I've worked with all different kinds of stuff over the years, and Super 33 is the shit. Got some Loctite, got some anti-seize, another thing of Loctite, Tappan oil. These guys here, if I can get one out without twisting them all up. These guys here, this is your seal twister tool for replacing the packing seals in your gland nuts and your hydraulic cylinders. So set your seal down on the bench there. You put it around the two closest legs, and then you go ahead and swing that thing around and it condenses the size of it inside of the bore. You let go of it and they're in place. I damn near damaged lots of seals over the years doing it with a pick, and now I don't fool around with it. I got some color-coded zip ties there for if you got long hydraulic hoses that go through booms on telehandlers and machines like that. It's kind of nice to know which hose does what. This here, got some duplex wire for adding accessories into vehicles. Got a seal puller unit down there. Doesn't come in handy very often, but it's a tool that when you need it, it's good to have. We got some regular low pressure fuel hose for gasoline applications. See right there, not for fuel injection systems. This here's that gear wrench 84 piece hex master set that I alluded to earlier. A bit of a bumpy ride, you know, but that'll cover just about everything in the applications that I face on a daily basis. Like this e-torque stuff rarely comes up. You know, stuff all the way up here to T60 rarely comes up. And who fucking has T60 tamper proof? I don't even know. Must be like a Mercedes or Volkswagen or I don't know, something like that. I got to figure out a way to get this back onto the other side of the truck where it, you know, most likely to be used. Here on the other side, the other drawers, more labeled, well-labeled things. Right up here on the top, we got a Milwaukee and a DeWalt tool bag. You know, when you got to go inside of a customer's location, and you end up going back and forth to your truck, you know, a dozen times, and you got a pretty good pile of tools at the end of the job when you're done, just throw all that shit in a bag and get it back to the truck. Over here, tall compartment. This is primarily parts storage. You can see I've got some space up here I haven't figured out a way to utilize real well. I believe I'm going to manufacture a shelf here, and we'll put more of these boxes in there. This is all factory Toyota parts, some aftermarket stuff. You know, like I said earlier, I keep stuff well labeled, so I know what's supposed to be there. It's easy for me to tell if I need to get stuff restocked. Look down there, starter, tune-up kit, another starter, that one down there is this one here in the bottom is a water pump. That one's a tune-up kit. Lock-offs and converters for IMCO systems, seat belts, LED work lights, mirrors, other lights. We've got the blue safety lights, the pedestrian lights that a lot of customers require nowadays. Yeah, mostly all factory parts. V-belts, horn contact kits, all different kinds of light bulbs, from 12 to 36 volt. They're all individually wrapped, so they ride pretty good. That half-inch fuel hose that I showed you up there in the rigid box, these are the rebuildable end fittings, 45-degree flare fittings that go on those for your high-pressure LP. Horns, 12, 24, 36 volt for various applications. This guy here, more part storage. So this is all engine oil filters up here on the top. Almost every one of them is factory Toyota stuff, but you can see like the Baldwin filters here that we've ordered through Starlift, TVH. This here is my welding bag. So we got my hood in here, got my welding jacket in there, got my gloves, got my cap, everything so I don't burn the whole top half of my body most of the time. You get errant things that run around behind the hood and burn you on the ear or whatever, but most safety gear is all in there. You can see we got more filters down here. These are Toyota diesel fuel filters, hydraulic return filters. These guys are for heisters. Toyota factory replacement fans. This bag back here is a replacement charging cord for electric pallet jacks. Down here we got more welding equipment. So we got 6011s, 7018s, 7018s, and more 7018s.